Welcome! You've arrived at a powerful tarot reading where we combine magic into these readings by creating an amazing sigil at the end. And I'd love to guide you through the sigil as well so that you can empower yourself in your life. Today, I want to work with the archetype or spirit of Hermes. And the reason why I picked Hermes, I'll go ahead and show you a picture, is because he is the messenger god, or also a trickster god. And Hermes is one of the few who can traverse any reality, any dimension and realm with speed as well. You'll see him with the wings on his helmet. I also love seeing him with wings on his heels. And he's really fast bringing in these messages between gods, deities, and humans. So today, I feel that we could create a beautiful way to invite Hermes into a tarot reading by asking him what he wants us humans to be aware of as the messenger and trickster god. Okay. Actually, I'll pull it up here so you can see it a little better. I love that Hecate, the three ladies showing up as choices. Enodia of the crossroads. And that's interesting too, because if you study Hermes, he's also the god of the crossroads. And he actually had a relationship with Hecate. We also have sovereignty. Beautiful. Anasa Pharmaedon, queen of the witches. Yeah, so all of you witches out there, please be invited to this reading today, as we will draw a powerful sigil that will help push us to the next creation that is coming up for us. And then we have full moon. So wherever you are, maybe perhaps when you're watching this video, you feel very full of life, or you have this illumination that's coming into you right now. So I love this energy, and you can see a moon here, here. This one even looks like a star, perhaps. And then the aurora borealis with a pyramid behind it. So some ancient codes here that want to come in. We have 10 of Wands upside down. And what's crossing it is the 4 of Coins. The subconscious realm, the Tower upside down. Behind you is Judgment. How you're showing up right now is the Hermit. And then the Death energy for the new future. Or transformation is another way we can refer to that energy. The 2 of Wands for what your concern is. Page of Cups, how other people see you. Temperance, yes, again, I'm so happy. And that's your greatest hope. And then trumped by the Hierophant card, which is a powerful energy for the Taurian people out there. To feel into the beginning of this reading, I'll go ahead and read from the Oracle Hecate Path by Ken Payne and Chris Butler. And we'll start with sovereignty. Queen of the witches. Whether we walk our path alone or join others, we become our own priests and priestesses. Your power is your own personal and individual relationship with the realm of spirit and the divine. Your individual relationship with Hecate is the most important aspect of walking your path. All roads lead to Rome, but we are all coming from different places. Aid the journey of others if you are moved or inspired to. And that said, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. And for those of us who want to know more about Hecate, she is the goddess of the crossroads, the mother of all magical beings and witchcraft and spells. And she is so much more than that, oftentimes depicted as the maiden, the mother, and the crone. She is a beautiful guide for us to tap into our powers and our magic. And again, remember, Hermes' gift is to bring the messages of the gods to us mortals. So perhaps he has a message today from Hecate. So we have a dual archetypes working with us today. And then the full moon energy, illumination, the power of the full moon. And how many of us love to go dancing or to move or energy, go play on a full moon night? It just seems like the power and the energy is really strong on those nights. So perhaps this is an invitation for you. And that energy brings in illumination. And again, I'll read from the book. The beauty of the full moon energizes and motivates us. We can learn much when working with the lunar energies and employ the fullness of power to materialize our desires. This is also a time of pure adoration for the goddess, bringing clarity and evoking powerful dreams. Your psychic abilities may be stronger at this time or indeed need development. Hecate shines brightly on your endeavors, granting wisdom and revelation. A message from Hecate for all those spell casters out there, or just people who have an innate desire to begin their own magical practice. This is a call for you to start and listen to your gifts and abilities, as they are really strong right now for you. And especially paying close attention to your dreams. If you can, go ahead and grab a dream journal. I found that to be really powerful, especially if your end goal is astral travel. But moving back to the third oracle card of choices, I will read that for you guys. Enodia of the crossroads. Hecate's association with the crossroads goes back to antiquity. She has watched as you approached and looks off along possible routes, knowing and seeing that which we do not. Dare you venture down the road less traveled? Hecate makes no choice on your behalf, urging you to trust in yourself. There is no right or wrong, but if you seek direction, then Hecate may hint at the best course of action. There is no turning back, only forward motion. It's really time for you to build up your energy again and rest, because you've completed a huge cycle and your body is needing rest. Your body, mind, and soul are needing rest. And that's communicating with this temperance energy. It's what you want to achieve. And sometimes our physical body needs attendance so that our energy body can be its most powerful. And I've noticed that with myself, with my psychic abilities. If I go out of balance by eating too much sugar or indulging too much or not getting enough exercise, I notice that it takes a little more effort for me to reach those mediumship skills or those psychic skills that for me are the greatest miracle in my life, of course, besides my children and family. But you can see what I'm saying here, that it does take a special balance within so that our powers can really fully shine. And then crossing that energy is the Four of Coins. So this is a really beautiful indicator for saving energy and attending your physical body. And if you can, down the road, when you're feeling good, attend to those that are closest to you as well. And that did come up earlier in the illumination card. So that aspect of the Four of Coins, that the energy that is crossing you, is something that you can attain to. The ability to fill other people that you love, fill their cups up once your cup is filled. But first, the most important thing is that you need rest. You may have been fighting it, and you may have been so busy, you're like, oh, I'll rest when I can. But this reading for you today is a message from Hermes and Hecate that it's definitely time, because the stars are aligned right now. something has fully arrived within you and you feel it very strong and it wants to fully express. And that does take a pause and a look within to be able to achieve that rest. You also have the Tower upside down for what sometimes people say for what you don't see because it's in the subconscious. I feel that innately we do know deep down inside what that is. We know what our true higher self, soul self wants to tell us. And for the collective here, there's a message of procrastination. I'll even throw my shells to make sure I'm reading this right. This is what I'm feeling here. Yes, so you've been called, and it could be a spiritual call that you have felt through your spirit guides or through life. Perhaps you are a healer or a shaman or somebody that will be really important in your community. But you've been putting it off. And there could be something here too about accepting your powers and allowing yourself to realize the truth of who you are. And that's a really strong path that people who follow Hecate can go on. She helps you to unlock your gifts and to see your true self. There is a beautiful way to move forward if you do feel that you've been waiting for a long time for something to happen. And perhaps you're wondering if that has happened yet, if you still need to wait. But there will be something happening in your near future that will be a really strong affirmation that will help you know that it is indeed time to pursue this path that you've been feeling deep inside of you that wants to unfold. And if that's through intuition or synchronicities, I'm feeling a lot in this reading for you in that space as well. And I apologize for the glare. I can't seem to get my lighting right today. Maybe I can fix it. But you have the Judgment card, and I'll go ahead and flip it so you can see it better. And it's a phoenix rising from the ashes. So he did go through a type of death, a death of the old self, and then he is reborn again. And the little trumpeter over here is like, doo-doo-doo, you've arrived. So it's a huge celebration energy and an energy of really knowing the self and acknowledging the self and being comfortable with your power. I think that's a really strong message. It's going to come in a lot for this reading, is that it's okay to be different and it's okay to be powerful. It is showing up upside down, and by the surrounding cards and this energy, beautiful energy on the table, it's really about that in the past you've been given an opportunity or a spiritual call within your higher self, within the soul self, that you didn't fully answer. And again, it could be an opportunity that you didn't fully answer because you had doubts about it. I'm going to pull a flower card to see what message Hermes has for you guys to help you move through that. And we have Frisia. The will all be worthwhile. This will all be worthwhile. So there's something here about pushing through and knowing that if you do, you're going to be so happy and so proud that you've done that. The Hermit, again, is a call for you to go within and take a break from the worldly duties that you have, or even activities with your friends or family, and make sure that you carve out a nice piece of time for yourself so that you can really shine that light of awareness on what your dreams and goals are. And for this collective reading, it's really about shining a light on something that has been pulling on you, an inner gut feeling, like a synchronicity that's trying to come in to really help you get that illumination to empower your gifts and who you are here on this planet. So huge energy here on the table. I'm so excited for you. Then, my friends, in the near future, we have the Death card. Actually, I'll move it up so you can see it better. And there's a stork who is taking out frogs. And so it's either sad or it's about survival. But, you know, the stork needs to eat. And the frogs are like, oh no, I don't want to get eaten by a stork. And they're flying around and everything. There's a little fish who's like seeing it all happen and he looks like he might be in shock. But sometimes that energy of, excuse me, the mayhem of it all. Sometimes that's what we need to wake up, though, is a little bit of a shock or a little bit of a push. And in this case, with this collective, that's what's coming into the near future. I do feel that because you have Hecate as your goddess and Hermes as the messenger, you will be guided and you will be like mothers, they protect us. Hecate is an amazing protector if she has chosen you. So the landing will be doable when you do arrive and when you do allow yourself into your full power. But yes, the Death card, in this case, huge transformation. It's almost like a part of you is falling away, maybe your doubts and your fears, and you're stepping into belief and understanding, stepping into this energy of freedom from judgment of others. Again, an energy of accepting what is and no longer trying to mask your true self, stepping into your power by loving yourself enough to let go of judgments of others. And I love how these readings correlate with my own life because I do work a lot in the left-hand path. And one of my concerns has always been that others will judge me for that. And of course, you know, my ego wants to be liked. I don't know if that's something that you guys are dealing with, but there's something here about your powers and the worry that if you allow them to fully thrive and flourish, that you will be judged. However, you are chosen to be a leader in this lifetime. You are chosen, and if it's not like an outward active leader in a community, it's something that you do, some great work you do that helps the mass consciousness rise above and move forward and grow into more awareness. So this reading found you because you're very important for that cause. And then pulling another flower card to help you feel supported with your transformation and death of the old self. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at Daphne. What pleases us most shapes us. And I love that that's there because oftentimes when we hold back our gifts or what we want to do, we're stopping ourselves from really experiencing the magic of life, the magic of our gifts, and what we can really do in this lifetime. So there's a beautiful invitation to allow yourself to express your gifts here and to do things that please you. And maybe others don't get it, but you get it, and that's what counts. And then moving up the path to help bring this whole reading together, your concern is, how do I get started? You have the Two of Wands. So this is a beautiful energy that you have been looking up information and knowledge. You have been maybe looking at possible classes you want to take or a particular magical path you want to study. And I would love to pull some more cards to help support you with that, to see what that might be for you. And I love opening portals for people. So that's a way to look at a new venture with full new eyes. And Spirit's saying one card for this. We have Inner Earth. Sorry, Daphne, I'm going to cover you up. All right. Going down into the underworld, into the subconscious. Perhaps it's time for astral travel. Perhaps that's one of your gifts. Base chakra, strength and security, and laying the foundations. So you are at the beginning of your new journey. And I believe a sabbatical out into nature is what will really help heal your root chakra right now. This is a beautiful energy to get you grounded so that you do feel safe and supported as you move forward with what you want to show up as. There's power places on the planet that you are aware of, and I think in my intuition, I'm feeling this is an invitation for you to go ahead and move to that place, or to allow yourself enough time to visit it long enough to really feel that you've arrived in a place that you can fully merge into the energy of. And if that is a place out in nature, or for some of us, it could even be an invitation, as I said earlier, to work with dreams and the astral realm and to really move into those depths and that darkness that invites true healing. And then here's how others see you. And please don't take this negatively, because if it is true for you, we can grow from this. I'll throw the shells just to make sure. Yes. So you have been a procrastinator, and it's showing up twice now in your energy. You've been invited to go through a huge shift in your life, but something has stopped you. And I do feel that it's because there's a worry here of you opening up your gifts fully. However, there's only so long you can stay at the fork in the crossroads. Eventually, you got to make a choice. Perhaps another reason why you felt that you could hold things off is because you may be a perfectionist as the Temperance. Perhaps there's a part of you that's like, well, I can't do that till I have this, this, and this, or till I grow this much. The message here today, though, is that the time for waiting is over and it's time to move forward. Sometimes it's not till we're moving into the fire that we begin to fully transform. The fire of purification. And again, knowing that you have a mother goddess energy that has chosen you to protect, because there's something very special about you to move up this consciousness of mankind. Yeah, moving back to that beautiful Temperance energy, this is somebody whose spiritual path is very important to them. And so taking that time again with the Hermit card and the beginning 10 of Wands card to go within and carving out that time for yourself, if that's for meditation or for your magic work, for your art. For me, art is very mystical. For your music, for your writing, whatever that is that helps you understand who you are on a more deep level spiritually, and then balancing that with body, mind, spirit. So taking care of the physical body so that your energy body can fully move through. And I find stretching to be really good, and long walks to be really good for your energy body to feel fully awake. And then you are trumped by this beautiful Hierophant, the Taurus energy. And Tauruses are the sign of Venus. And so love and beauty and sensuality and being able to express that in such a graceful way. The Hierophant card is an interesting card. It's about not needing a person in between you and divine spirit. A lot of us feel that before we can move forward on our spiritual path, we need like a teacher or some type of affiliation with a group or with someone with knowledge before we can move forward. But this is a message that you are that person for yourself, that you'll find more knowledge and strength moving inward and finding that knowledge on your own than you would by learning it from another. And that's another synchronicity that I want to share in my own life. I have looked to others to move forward in my magical practice, but then I find some kind of spark, like the fire seems to die down, which is the opposite of what I'm wanting to achieve. I want my inner fire to light me in the darkness and always guide me. And that fire comes from within. So being able to look into the self for guidance, to trust the self's ability to grow and to become more powerful and to gain knowledge on your own can be one of the most beautiful ways to feel energy, because we each have a beautiful way of feeling and seeing that is unique unto us, that feels so good. And sometimes when we share that with others, it kind of makes us feel like maybe it isn't so great. Or if we look to others to tell us what that is, it takes away the magic for us. So this is a reading about your magical powers and how to awaken them fully. And that is to do the deep dive within on your very own. And I love that, because for me, that's where I'm coming at too and arriving. And we're going to create a beautiful sigil together that will help us to really awaken those powers. So please stay to the end so that you can have this in your home to empower yourself as well. So let's see what wants to come up for you guys. Have Ocean. Perhaps that's your sacred space you want to go to help you to move into healing your energy body. We have Scarab, Nourishment, Transformation. And again, this is a beautiful acknowledgement that there's no need to wait anymore, because you, in fact, are already going through that sacred fire of awakening. It's all happening right now. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to those synchronicities. And I've always noticed for myself, if they come in 3 times, you definitely need to listen. And then we have Anchor. It's all about grounding that into your physical life, into your everyday, and feeling that security of knowing that that's where you want to be, that that's who you truly are. Security in knowing the self and accepting the self. Unconditional love here. And then again, that sabbatical energy, distance and journey. This could be, again, a physical place, or for those who are gifted with astral travel, that it is time to move into magical practices that will help open up your gifts as an astral traveler. And Hermes can help you with that, because he is the God, the go-to God for traversing dimensions and planes of existence. So working with him is really powerful for those of us who are star travelers. I feel that this reading is an affirmation for those of you that are questioning if your gifts are real that if your powers are real, yes, you are you. They are real and it's happening right now. You are as expansive as the ocean and you have so much to discover about yourself. You are energy first before you are a physical body and therefore limitless in your possibilities of growth and attainment. But let's go ahead and pull our beautiful oracle sigil cards, and this is from the Sigil Witchery Oracle. And so let's see what we're going to create today. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, that was a jump. Wow, you have earth. And I'm going to put it here with inner earth, ocean, and then there's a leaf, and it looks like it might even be one of those plants that is growing from the river or the water. So I find that to be really beautiful. A lot of fluidity here, a lot of grounding energy as well. And then we have hexagram. Hexagram, the Star of David, ancient downloads, ancient life memories. And then we have before. We had this before card in our last reading. So a synchronicity has arrived here today with the before card. And for those of us who saw the last reading, it was about moving inward, moving into the subconscious, going to a place of deep expression, artistic expression that you find when you move into the subconscious mind or into the layers that have been waiting to be dug up with this earth energy, taking the time to do that. And also for me, I love Native American belief structures. And in the medicine wheel of the Cherokee, the west is the bear, and that symbolizes the strength of knowing the self and taking that inner journey to really empower those gifts that are waiting to be unlocked. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here with me on this reading, you guys. And we'll go ahead and create our sigil now. All right, I'm already drawing the sigil here. I painted with watercolor, Star of David to get started. And again, you can use any medium you have at home, even crayons, anything that helps you start to feel energy. And I'm starting with dots to help me kind of line out where I want to put my hexagram. And again, as you draw the lines, feel what that symbol is for you and feel the frequency of it. In other words, if it makes you feel happy, feel happy. If it makes you feel empowered. And through the breath, breathing, nice deep breaths from the belly, and then as you're exhaling, move the energy out the arm, out your pen onto paper so that that vibration can already begin and start for you. I do have a bit of background in Odaya shamanism and symbols from ancient India. So I always love doing circles and then the sacred geometry inside the circle, and then inside of that sacred geometry, a center point. And you can even look at it as a chakra. And in this case, a really powerful root chakra energy with all of that red and orange moving into grounding the power of this reading into your life and strengthening those lines through the breath and through tracing what I've already done can be really powerful too. And for me, I'm wanting to combine all of the sigils together, so you'll see that I combine the before with the earth. So the before sigil is pointing west. In this case, west symbolizes going within the subconscious mind. So I'm pointing it downward into the underground and into the deep self that wants to be released. Within balance, of course. Something is coming in from your past as well. And this could be past life memories or memories of something profound that you've already lived through in this lifetime. And again, it's symbolizing the subconscious mind. And I see the subconscious through the dreams, and dreams can be seen as fluidity and water, going down to the depths of the ocean or a deep watery place. And there, the deep memory that you have. And for those of us who have experienced hypnotherapy, we have felt that we can access these dreams and these memories through that inner travel, that inner intention. And if that's through meditation or visualizing as you fall asleep, all powerful tools. And this can be very cleansing for you. The keywords for before and west is history, beginnings, inner awakening to the past, life's gifts. And moving into that beautiful flowery hexagram sigil. The hexagram, for me, of course, being raised the way I was, I always see the Star of David first. And in the Star of David is a lot of ancient knowledge. We see a triangle ascending, and we also see a triangle descending. And yet they're interlocked, symbolizing the unity of heaven and earth, the link between spirit and matter. Excuse me, I got off the page here. It was just one of those days, so please forgive me, guys. But as long as you get the idea and the inspiration to do it yourself, that's the main reason why I share drawing these and painting these sigils. The hexagram also represents spiritual ascension and higher states of consciousness. The keywords are balance, equality of the masculine and feminine forces, and that harmony and connection. And knowing that you are more than the sum of your parts. You are made up of star stuff, which is so beautiful because Hermes was sharing that you are a star child and a star traveler, and perhaps you can use this sigil to help you travel, if that's inward in your dreams or in meditation or in astral travel. This sigil will help awaken your powers to do so. And the earth and the plant energy that we've already included with the sigil, and it's funny because I did that subconsciously. I wasn't planning it, it just happened, which is why art can be so powerful. You have a certain intention when you start, but then when it is finished, it becomes its own vibrancy, its own. And beautifully, everybody who sees an art piece or a sigil will feel their own reality of what that is for them. So art is a universal language. And these symbols coming from many ancient pasts and cultures. So a lot of ancient memory and genetic coding in there as well. So very powerful. And that's also why I love to study archetypes and mythology throughout time, because there's hidden knowledge within this ancient time frame of, in this case, the Greeks and the Romans with Hecate and Hermes. And you could feel them working with us through this sigil. Right now I'm using the green Japanese ink to move into the earth sigil and wanting to show that earthy energy and how we can plant this power into the physical reality, the 3D. And so that was my intention. And of course you can create your own feelings and intention as you draw the sigil so that that vibration, that frequency is created. And then you see me drawing the roots down at the bottom of the page. But yeah, a plant that sprouts its roots, reaching into the ground. Just as us practitioners, we dive deep within the self to nourish ourselves. That's where the gold can be found. The keywords for the earth energy is fertility, growth, ground, and nourish. And of course, you can create your own keywords. I just mix mine with the Oracle decks as well. And right now is an opportunity for growth in your life, especially. So, again, this is an invitation to start something that will really surprise you. Oftentimes, when you start a little plant, we always question, is this ever going to become something? And then with time and patience and watering and taking care of that precious little life form, it slowly evolves into something really gorgeous. And then one day we look at it and we're surprised at what we've created. Especially when you start with a little baby brand new seed. It's amazing if that seed someday becomes a giant sequoia or a giant beautiful redwood. So the power in the earth is real, the power to connect into the physical. And again, I'm signing it, which always feels good to me. The last couple of things I'd love to share is that since this one's such an earthy sigil and it has a lot to do with matter and the 3D and the physical, there's a nice recommendation here to draw the sigil on your body. And using an anointing oil is really nice for that. Or you could use clay or makeup or any skin safe products like markers. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Wishing you the best.